Hi Pisces! Welcome to your new moon reading for May 2019. If you are new here, welcome to my channel, Lunacy Tarot. I do new moon readings, full moon readings, and love readings for each sign for each month. If you like this reading, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell for notifications, and you can follow me on Instagram at Lunacy. If you're tuning back in, thank you so much for coming back. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for subscribing to my channel. All right, well, I've already shuffled your cards for May, Pisces, so let's sync up. This is you. This is what you're contributing to the relating, to your relationship, to your partnership, or to the connection that you have with your love interest. It's the King of Wands. This is your partner. This is your love interest. It's what they are contributing to the relating. It's the Knight of Pentacles. This is your composite energies or your blended energies. This is what happens when the two of you come together, or how your energies are blending at this moment. It's the Five of Swords. This is what needs to be integrated or processed. This is the outcome, one of the potential outcomes, and it's the Nine of Cups reversed. So let's get into the two of you up here right from the start. The King of Wands is somebody who's very established. They know how to manage their energy. They know how to use their energy to get what they want, and they go after what they want with a lot of energy. They usually want to see things happen pretty quickly, and they're usually able to make things happen pretty quickly. The Knight of Cups, which represents your love interest, is a lot more slow moving. They're more interested in protecting others. They're more interested in supporting others. They, like I said, move at a slower pace. They are the Knight, so they are supportive. They want to be of assistance, but they are more cautious. And because they're the Suit of Pentacles, they have more interest in stability and all things that are solid and practical and tangible. The King of Wands is, the Suit of Wands is about creativity and passion and energy and accomplishment. So like I said, this is you. This is your love interest. The composite energies here is the Five of Swords. I feel like there's some change that's happening in the way that you're connecting, or in your relationship in general, in your partnership. And it's bringing about some conflict. It might have to do with the different styles that you're utilizing to approach this thing that is the source of this conflict. This person is more slow moving, more cautious. This person is more fast moving and more brazen and more willing to make it happen very quickly, use their energy to make it happen very quickly. You can see these two figures are looking away from one another. It's like they're both approaching this action or taking action in totally different ways with divergent perspectives. The King of Wands is looking in this direction. The Knight of Pentacles is looking over here. They're both figures that take action. The Knight of Pentacles takes it more slowly. The King of Wands takes it much more quickly. This thing that you are in conflict about with one another, I guess the warning here is that in this card, there are no winners. You know, this is a conflict that is really it's bringing up a lot of ego between the two of you. You both might feel like you're right about something. And you know how when you get involved in a conflict and it becomes less about what actually inspired that conflict, less about the actual conflict and more about like needing and wanting to be right. Like sometimes conflicts just turn into like other types of conflict, and you never really get to the source of the actual conflict because it becomes more about your ego wanting to be right. When you get into that place, you enter into this type of conflict, which is one in which there are no winners. Like even if you are to prove that you were right all along, it's not going to feel like a victory. And then we have in what needs to be integrated is this idea that there's a need to really identify and understand what the truth is here, what you really want. What is it that you really want? Why are you engaging in this conflict to be in the first place? Like what, let's get to the bottom of it and identify what the truth is. So that you can move forward on the same page with one another. Let's pull some clarifying cards. I guess I want to know what this conflict is about, as much as we can know, and what the truth is. What is the truth that needs to be identified in this situation? Sharing. So a lack of generosity, potentially. Maybe an unequal exchange of energy. Let's keep going with some clarification cards, Pisces, for you and your love interest for May 2019. What's the truth behind this conflict that you're currently engaged in? Sorry, that was a whole mess of cards. I'm going to put those back in and shuffle until I get one or two that fly out. Yeah, it's really interesting. The King of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles coming out together like that. Turning within. There needs to be a time of reflection and turning within in order to understand what the truth is about this situation, so that you can, like I said, get back on the same page with one another. This card turning in also has to do with past lives, past patterns, past lives, past situations that keep coming up in your life. That, you know, those things, those patterns that emerge and reemerge time and time again. And once you think that you've resolved that, like, okay, I get that, I understand that. Nope. It comes back up again in a new way, and you have to resolve it once again in a new way. This might have something to do with that. If that resonates with you, maybe take a moment to turn in and identify how this is familiar. Has this come up before? And what is the lesson this time with this pattern that's emerging for you and your love interest? Okay. Well, I want to know how your love interest is feeling about you. How do they feel about you? What do they think about you at this moment? Let's use the Tarot of Sexual Magic. How do they feel about Pisces? Even in the midst of this conflict, how do they feel about Pisces? Here we go. Ooh, it's the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but what we see in this picture are essentially two drunk people. And I don't know what that is that she has around her arm, but it looks like a cloth chain of some sort around her arm. They're kind of napping, they're drowsy. It looks like they, you know, like basically got it on, hot and heavy, had a lot to drink, had a lot of sex, and now they're napping with one another. And just like, ooh, it's kind of what like all the earth signs love to do, which is like cuddle, snuggle, sleep, nap in the comfort of your home. Maybe you've had a lot of drunken nights and hot sex with one another. And they think about you in this way. They think about you in this way of like, this is what I love to do with this person. You know, we don't need to go out. We don't need to, you know, get fancy and have a night on the town. I just want to like enjoy your company in our home, have a couple glasses of wine, have some hot sex, cuddle with each other. Let's see how you feel about them. How do you feel about your love interest? How do you feel about this Knight of Pentacles? Maybe there's a difference in the way that you see one another, and a difference in how you want to be with one another. I see the Knight of Pentacles really wants to just like kind of hunker down with you and like do the basic stuff, right? The basic, I mean, I'm not saying that it's basic in a bad way. It's maybe just like simple, yummy, indulgent time together. I guess the Seven of Pentacles is typically about waiting. It's like having done the hard work, and then waiting to reap the rewards of your efforts. How do you feel about them, though? How do you feel about them? Let's pull some more cards. Here we go. I guess let's pull both. We have the World. You really like them, huh? You think the world of them. Look at him admiring her. And she's surrounded by this mandala of flowers. And she's taking a bath. And this is like a very sensual scene. There's a goat down here, which indicates pansexuality. There's emotion. There's all the elements are here. There's air. There's this boar representing earth. Like this person has everything that you want. It's all here. And then we have the Knight of Wands, the Knave of Wands. Wow. So this man is taking this woman, like, in the middle of this moonlit night, in the middle of, you know, out in the open, in the middle of this sort of wilderness scene, not even bothering to take their clothes off, just like, it's almost like they couldn't wait. They met each other and they just went for it, you know, like, let's do this now. It's super sexy. But again, this is the Knight of Wands. You were the King of Wands. And this really represents, like, you're looking over here, like, this is what you want. Like, you want passion, and you want it now. You don't want to wait for it. The Knight of Pentacles is kind of making you wait, though. I feel like they're kind of making you wait. They want this yummy, cozy, comfy, basic, simple, sexy, indulgent experience with you. And you want it now. Like, you want it hot, you want it fiery, you want it spontaneous, you want it out in the open, and you want it now. And yes, you do adore this person. You want to adore this person. Like, you want to give them what they want. Look at this. She looks a lot like her, except she's more present, more in the present moment than this one is. This one is like napping and sleeping. Not totally connected with, not awake. So, yeah. This might be sort of like this conflict may be a result of the differences in not only your approach to things, like maybe some fundamental characteristic differences. And it looks like you are willing to bridge the gap. Like you're willing to give your partner what they want. But are they willing to give you what you want? Can they bring that spontaneous, instantaneous passion to your love life that you need and that you crave? But again, this is a card of like, be careful what you wish for. Be clear on the truth of what you wish for. Get connected with the truth. There's a lack of generosity here that is of concern. Maybe you feel like your partner is not being as generous with you as you would like. This is an unequal exchange of energy. There needs to be, so there's like a past life pattern that has surfaced and is repeating once again in the context of this relationship, whether you resonate with that or your partner resonates with that old pattern, or maybe you're both experiencing past life situations that are kind of bubbling up to the surface and getting triggered by this connection that you have. let's pull a crystal. Let's pull a crystal for your connection. Not just for you, but for your connection. What will support this connection and sort of bridging that gap? Like, how can we bring the Knight of Pentacles, how can we bring your love interest to this place where they are getting what they want from you and what they need from you, and also able to give to you what you need? Rainbow Mayanite. I have never heard of this card before, but it's really quite beautiful. It's a orange crystal with striades, or striate, I don't know how you say that, threads of different colors running through it. Rainbow Mayanite. 22. You are a leader. When you raise your vibrations, the whole benefits. So, I asked the question before this card popped out, was how can we get your love interest to the place where they are getting their own needs met, but they're also giving you what you need, which is more of this creative, passionate, spontaneous, sexy, I want it now type chemistry, type sexual energy. And it sounds as if you're going to have to lead them in that direction by showing them that you can give them what they want. And maybe it's through your behavior, and maybe it's through, some subtle conversation that you have. De-energize old patterns. So yeah, it does seem like there's an old pattern that has sort of emerged and bubbled to the surface here that needs to be unpacked and de-energized. Release karmic incrustations and toxic dross from your etheric body. This crystal will assist in this. Go within to find your rainbow treasure house. Raise your consciousness to build new supportive structures at every level. Ooh, always speak true no matter what the cost, but be tactful. You have natural healing ability. Focus it wisely. Okay, so yeah, getting connected with the truth, communicating that with your partner in a way that is respectful and tactful, and de-energizing these old patterns, whatever old pattern it is that has surfaced because of this difference between the two of you, needs to be worked through, de-energized, and released. You are probably going to have to take the lead in bridging the gap between you and your partner in terms of the different ways that you approach your connection, the sort of the differences in your fundamental makeup, because these two figures are quite different. Like I said, this one moves pretty slow, cautious, more about protection, more about family, protecting the family, more about staying at home and enjoying the creature comforts, basic simple comforts, sex, drink, food, sleep, like cuddling and just like connecting with one another, your body laying on top of their body, sort of just like very simple connection, but also very sensual. And you're more about like, I have all of this energy and I'm going to use it to get what I want, and I want it now. And the way that you approach your connection, or like what you really want in your connection, that is maybe not being, that maybe you're not getting at this moment, is that type of connection. Like you just kind of meet one another on the path and you take it. This is definitely not inside of a home. It's definitely out in the wilderness, and it's spontaneous, and it's sexy, and it's like, take it now. You're willing to compromise. You're willing to adore your partner. You think the world of your partner. Like, you are really into this person. And you're willing to, like, meet them halfway there. Like, it's not that you don't enjoy this. I'm sure you love that. You just want more of this, like, excitement. All right, Pisces, If that reading resonated with you, will you please leave a comment in the box below? I'd love to hear your comments. I love connecting with you and talking with you about the different interpretations of the cards. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell for notifications, and check back in like, I don't know, a week or so. I'll have the full moon readings up. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your April and May, and take good care.